Good afternoon, value investors and contrarian investors alike. Today we're going to be going over a stock AMD, also known as Advanced Money Dispenser or Advanced Money Destroyer. As of so far this past month, it is down about 9%, and in the past 3 months, it's down about 12%. However, in the past 6 months, it's up about 27%, and it's been doing and performing quite well in the past year. However, recently, due to recent geopolitical tensions and just ongoing investor sentiment becoming a little bit more negative, this stock has seen a recent decline, and it's starting to head towards a potential buying price that I'm very interested in, anywhere from the share price of 160 medium range to 130 low, and high of 190, I would say, is a great place to start buying. You have a good margin of safety. So let's talk about Advanced Money Destroyer as of right now. So AMD, as of right now, has a diluted EPS of about 2.65 and a PE ratio of about 72, which is quite high. However, let's look at the potential metrics, because Wall Street is pricing in this stock to grow exponentially within the coming years, especially with their projected growth rates and their recent deals, especially the one they just recently did with OpenAI and also Meta, with their $100 billion deal with Meta, which is quite great for investors. Now, let's see. Future stock price, people see this going to, people on Wall Street see this going from average about $286 to about $358 per share. However, I think in the far future, around 2030, we could see the share price around 400 or 500 plus, maybe even 600, because there's a few deals that they have, and share unlocks, a lot of shares unlock for those big companies like OpenAI and Meta at that share price. Now, we're going to go ahead and let's look at the fundamentals, something that a lot of people don't tend to look at. Let's look at their balance sheet. So today we're going to use Gemini, and we're going to put it through the 5 main Warren Buffett questions to make sure if this is really a good stock. And this is just a financial health check. So AMD, for the first question, is their cash greater than their debt? And yes, it is the strongest for AMD, and their short-term cash investments are approximately $10.6 billion, which is great. On the second question, their debt to equity ratio is about 0.05%, which is great because anything under 0.8% is where we want to be. So the fact they're about 3 basis points below is absolutely beautiful. And for the third one, do they have any preferred stock? No, which is great. This is great. We do not want preferred stock. That would be a sign of weakness in the company. And let's see, do their retained earnings tend to grow during recessions? And unfortunately, this is a no. However, this is only 1 out of the 5 metrics it has failed. Now, for the 5th metric, have they done any share buybacks, and do they own any treasury stock? Yes, they do. So it passes with about an A- for that 4 out of 5 metrics. It passes on the Warren Buffett scale. Now, really, it's all about the price you pay and the share price, because I know some people that were buying this stock at about $250, $260 with the belief that it was going to somehow magically skyrocket to $600 the next day. However, I issued and warranted them about how volatile the stock market is, and most likely is going to retrace from the 260 markup, and it sure enough did. So I'm looking to buy this stock, possibly inject about 18K into this stock. I think the long term is very good. I do believe in the company, and they've seen tremendous growth rates, and we'll see mostly what Lisa Su can do. However, she's done great. She's turned this company just in the past 10 years from a dead stock, terrible company, to that one that's on the world platform and that everyone is checking out. So AMD is a great stock, great growth. It is something I'm hedging for my growth sector, and I think it is a tremendous stock to own. It is, of course, when we talk about the supply and demand market, they do sell cheaper chips than NVIDIA. However, of course, with the rising capex with these major software stocks and companies like Meta, they're going to have to choose the higher quality but also more affordable option, especially when shareholders at Meta and Google are all complaining about the large capex for these companies. So simple supply and demand equation and pricing equation that I think AMD is set up perfectly to gain over the long term and actually start stealing market share from NVIDIA. And we could see some great positives there. So that today is my fundamental analysis on AMD. I'm slowly buying in, never fully jump in one day, unless that stock is peak bottom. But however, I think we could have some room to go down. It could just shoot back up if this whole geopolitical crisis calms and passes over. However, if things tend to get worse, I could see AMD fall a little bit more from here, and I will for sure be buying. So I hope you all enjoy this analysis, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.